Own business, we will not calculate. We will consider what? We will consider only the interest part. Now, the interest portion up to 2 lakh, you can claim it as a deduction. Now, as per this question, these two are self-occupied. If it is self-occupied, the calculations are not required. Two things you are supposed to minus. One will be your interest portion, another one will be your standard deduction. Hello everyone, this is your ALsir, lecturer in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. So, we are in the session 6 as well as your last session in your income from house property. Now, in this session, we will work out few problems on your house property income. Now, in this, we have three kinds of houses. One will be your self-occupied, your residential as well as business purpose. How do we calculate these kind of calculation or problems? If this is not sufficient, we'll go for one more session. In that, we'll work out the unrealized rent as well as vacant rent. So those are also very important concept to remember, so that in this or another one more session, we'll wind up your chapter number 3. So we'll complete your chapter number 4 now. So the agenda is very simple. The agenda will be problems on house property. Now, as per this, we have two problems for the day. We will work out in today's session. Now, as per this, first we'll read out the question. Later, we'll come back for your answers. Now, these are the informations you have. Particular, let out for resident, let out for business and own business. Now, let out for residents, you have to calculate. Let out for business, you are supposed to calculate. But own business, we will not calculate. We will consider what? We will consider only the interest part. Now, if you have paid any interest on the loan, we should consider for own house or own self-occupied. Now, so we are supposed to calculate only these two. This one we will not calculate. Why? Because you are not paying tax on own business. So because it is used for your self or own purpose. Now, so we will calculate the house 1 as well as house 2, and we will not calculate your house 3. Why? Because house 3 we considered as it is own purpose. Now, we'll go for the answer. Before that, these are the informations you have. How to calculate now? As per this, you have municipal value, fair rent, standard, actual rent received. How do you go? As per this, you will go for municipal value and fair rent, whichever is higher. Then, once you calculated this, whatever answer you got, from that you will compare your standard rent, whichever is less. Once you calculate along with this, finally you will go for whichever is higher, that will be your actual rent received. We'll go for that calculation later. Municipal tax paid during the year. How much? Municipal tax for the current year, 3,600. We are supposed to deduct 3,600. Then, annual repair expenses, we should take or not. Remember, in the house property, three things you are supposed to minus. Which are those? The first one is municipal tax paid. What is the second one? The second one is the interest paid. And what is the third one? We can minus the standard deduction of 30%. Other than these three, you are not supposed to deduct anything from your house property income. Please remember this. Other than these three, we will not consider anything from your house property income. Now, so we are supposed to minus 3,600 as your municipal tax. Later, actual repair expenses we will not consider. Insurance of property we will not consider. Then interest for the year. So how much we have? We have interest for the year for the loan taken for the purchase of property paid. So these are your interest part. These two for your insurance as well as actual repair charges. Now, so 12,000 plus 8,000, it will come around 20,000 is your interest part. So 20,000 you have paid interest. So we are supposed to consider 20,000 as your interest paid. Now we'll go for the answer. Similarly, letter for business also we should calculate. Now I'll go for this first one, your municipal tax. Municipal tax. How much it is given? 60,000 and your fair rent 72,000. Fair rent. So how much it is? 60,000 as well as 72. The first one 60,000 and second one 72,000. Now out of these two, whichever is higher? 60,000 is higher or 72? 72,000 is higher. Higher of above. How much you will get? You will get 72,000. Up to this, any doubt? We are doing for house 1. We are doing for house 1. And this will be your house 2. This is your house 1 and house 2. House 3 we are not doing. Why? Because house 3 is what? Own property or used by yourself. Now, higher of the above, how much we got? 72,000. Again, I'll go back. Over, this over, we'll go for standard rent. Now, your standard rent, how much we have? Standard rent we have 69,000. So go for this 69,000. Compare this, whichever is what? Whichever is lesser. Lesser of the above. So what is your answer? Your answer is 69,000. Any doubt out of this? No doubt. You got 69,000. Next. So once you got 69,000, we'll go for the next one. So your actual rent received is how much? 82,000. Now, actual rent received is how much? It is given 82,000. 82,000. Out of this, what will do? Whichever is higher. So 82,000 is your annual value. Now, hope you understood. So we are calculating what? Computation of taxable income from house property. Out of this, remember, municipal tax or fair rent, whichever is higher. The higher answer should be compared with standard rent, whichever is less, and lesser value should be compared with your actual rent, whichever is higher. So in the previous session, we were doing like this. But in today's session, I have given you shortcut. So if you present like this, it will be easy to calculate and it consumes less place also. Now, up to this we have done. This is your annual value. Now, minus municipal tax. Municipal tax paid. So municipal tax paid by whom? Remember, municipal tax can be paid by two persons. One will be owner, another one will be tenant. Now, we should consider which one? We should consider municipal tax paid by owner, not by the tenant. Now, municipal tax paid is how much? 3,600 municipal tax paid. Now, 3,600. So if you calculate net annual value, so it will come around 78,400. It comes around 81, 82. Yes, it is around 78,400. So we have done up to this. Then what we can deduct? Two things are there we can deduct. One will be your standard deduction of 30%. Another one will be what? Another one is the interest portion paid less deduction under section 24 at 30% of net annual value. What is your net annual value? Just now we calculated it is 78,400. Now I'll take different color in this. 78,400 multiplied with 30%. So I'll take the help of your calculator. So if you calculate how much it is, 78,400 into 30%. So it is 23,520. So how much you got? 23,520. So hope you got this. How did we calculate it? We calculated 78,400 into 30 by 100. Now again I'll go back to your question. As per this, what is your interest part? 12 plus 8, we have 20,000. Now just take interest on construction. So what is the limit of interest? Remember, up to 2 lakh you can consider the interest portion. Up to 2 lakh you can claim it as a deduction. Now how much we have? We have 12 plus 8. It is around 20,000. So we are supposed to deduct these two. 78,400 minus 23,520 minus 23,420 minus 20,000 minus 20,000. So you got 34,880. 34,880. So this is nothing but your taxable income from house property. We can call it as taxable income from house property. Hope you understood. This is all about we have done for your house 1, and whatever we are going to do, that will be for your house 2. We are not calculating anything for house 3. Why? Because we don't even have the interest paid also. In the house 3, if it is used for self-occupied our own business purpose, we will not calculate. In case if there are interest paid by them, we should consider. Other than interest, whatever information is given, that is immaterial and we are not supposed to consider. Now, so hope you understood up to this. So remember, these are your actual expenses, insurance, as well as these expenses we will not consider. We will consider only the interest part. So this is all about your calculation. If you want to cross check, you can add these 3. You should get 78,400. We'll check it once. 23 plus 20, it is 43. Plus 34, it will be 77. 78 and yes, 78,400. Yes, correct. So this is all about your house 1. We'll go for house 2. The same procedure we will follow. 92,000 are 68. 92,000 are 68,000, whichever is higher. So 92,000 is higher or 68 is higher? 92,000 is higher value. 92,000 you compare with your standard rent. How much they have given standard rent? It is 68,000. So I'll go back. 98, yes, your standard rent is 1,02,000. 1,02,000. Now compare how much you got. You got around, whichever is lesser means you will get around 92,000. 1,02,000 and 92. The second part will be what? Whichever is less. So out of this, if you calculate whichever is less, you will get around 92,000. Now, from 92,000, you compare your actual rent received. What is your actual rent received? The actual rent received is 80,000. Now, compare 80,000 for this and how much you will get? You will get around 92,000. 80,000 or 92, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Hope up to this there is no doubt. Now we'll go for your municipal tax paid. As per this, the municipal tax paid is how much? 4. This one we will not consider. Why? Because this is for own business purpose. Now, how much we have? We have 4,000. Now, your municipal tax paid is 4,000. Your answer is 88,000. Up to this, any doubt? No doubt. We got 88,000. So what is this? Your almost annual value. From this, we are supposed to minus two things. One will be 30% of your net annual value as well as the interest contribution. We'll see how much we have interest. 38 plus 7, we have around 45,000 and 30% calculation will do. So 88,000 multiplied with 30 by 100. I use the help of calculator. We'll check how much you will get. 88,000 multiplied with 30%. Yes. So we got around 26,400. 26,400. Now, along with this, we'll go for your interest part. 38 plus 7, 38,000 for interest for the year for the loan taken, and accrued interest it is 7. Total it is how much? 45. What is accrued? It is still you have not paid. So 38 plus 7 it is 45. So your answer 45. Now minus these two, we'll see what will be your answer. 40, 60, 70, 1,000. You will get around 16,000 some answer. We'll check. So 88,000 minus 26,400 minus 45,000. Yes. So it comes around 16,600. So these all about your income from house property. Now, what is your final answer? Your final answer you have to consider 34,880 from house 1, 16,600 from house 2 and 0 from house 3. If you want, you can add one more column and you can write what is the income of your house 3 and the final answer you have to mention it as 0. If you add these two, you will get around 51,480, like 51,480. So this is your final answer. 34 plus 16, we get 50,000. 800 plus 600, it is 1,400. Again 80. This is your final income from house property. So it is easy or very easy. So this kind of problem you may expect for 15 marks in your examination. Along with that, they will give you unrealized rent or vacant rent. Now, so vacant period, this thing they will give you. If they give another two adjustment like vacant or unrealized rent, it is a complete 15 mark question for your examination. So we'll go for your last problem for the day. For your income from house property. Now, the problem is like this. You have self-occupied and let out for business. Now, two houses are self-occupied, one house for your business purpose. Now, problem number 11, as per this, see your answer, particular house 1, house 2 as well as house 3. Shall we do house 1? No. Shall we do house 2? No. Shall we do house 3? Yes. Why? Because As per this question, these two are self-occupied. If it is self-occupied, the calculations are not required. But if you are paid any interest, we are supposed to consider. If you are paid any interest, we are supposed to consider. Now, so they have paid interest, yes. They have paid interest, yes. They have paid interest, yes. So we should consider these interest portion, but these things we are not supposed to take. Why? Because it is self-occupied and this is self-occupied. Now, we'll go to the answer directly. We'll calculate your house 3, then we'll come back for house 1 and house 2. So, computation of taxable income from house property for the assessment year 2020 and 2021. Whatever problem you do for this current semester, all problems, the assessment year must be mentioned as 2020 and 2021. Now, as per this, your municipal value as well as fair rent, whichever is higher, will go for that. Municipal value. So, municipal value, how much it is? So, we are concentrating only on the last column. Why? Because we are doing for house 3. Your municipal value is 2 lakh. Consider it is 2 lakh. Now, along with that, we have fair rent of 2 lakh 40,000. Fair rent is rupees 2 lakh 40,000. Out of this, whichever is higher. Now, 2 lakh or 2 lakh 40, whichever is higher, 2 lakh 40,000 is a higher value. So, we consider 2 lakh 40,000. So, remember, whichever is higher. Now, I'll mention higher of the above. Now, this is done. Now, we have to compare with what? Your municipal value is over, fair rent is over. The next part will be your standard rent. Now, standard rent. So, what is your standard rent in this? As per this, we have 2 lakh 80,000. Now, 2 lakh 80,000. Now, whichever is less. Whichever is less. 2 lakh 40 or 2 lakh 80. Out of these two, 2 lakh 40,000 is less. Now, 2 lakh 40,000. Up to this, any doubt? No. Whatever we have written, lesser of the above. So, this is done. For this, which one we have to compare? Actual rent received. Now, actual rent received. Actual rent received, how much it is given? As per this calculation, they have given around 3,60,000. So, actual rent, how much it is given? 3,60,000. But remember, out of 3,60,000, in the adjustment they have given, of this unrealized rent, how much unrealized rent? 3,60,000. Out of 15,000 you have not received. Out of 3,60,000, unrealized means what? The rent you have not received. Like maybe due to the COVID or something, the tenant said, so I don't have sufficient money, so I will not pay you next year or next month. So whatever the tenant has not paid, we consider as unrealized. How to calculate? I'll show you. Now, actual rent 3,60,000 minus what is your unrealized rent? 15,000. How much you will get? 3,45,000. How much? 3,45,000. But out of 15,000 unrealized, 5,000 belongs to previous year. So we don't want your previous year. We are calculating for previous, but it is preceding previous. Whatever we are calculating, that is for 2019 and 2020. This we call it as previous year. What is your assessment year? 2020 and 2021. This we call it as assessment year. Now, as per this, whatever information it is given, this is for 2018 and 19. This we don't want. So how much they have given information? 5,000. Now, in your answer, out of 15,000, we are cancelling 5,000. We were deducted 15,000. Now we are adding back 5,000 because that 5,000 belongs to your preceding previous year. So 3,45,000 plus 5, it will come around 3,50,000. Now, out of this, whichever is higher or which greater of the above, how much you will get? So greater of the above, you will get around 3,50,000. Up to this, any doubt? Hopefully there is no doubt up to this. Now we got 3,50,000 as a greater. From this, what we will do? This is nothing but your annual value. Now this is nothing but your annual value. This is annual value. Now, for the annual value, we are supposed to minus what? Your municipal tax. Less municipal tax. It is paid by whom? It must be paid by owner. So, how much it is given municipal tax? Municipal tax, it is 11,000. And one more tax they have paid, that is 2,000. So, total they have paid 13,000 as municipal tax. You were not claimed in the previous year. Now we are claiming that 2,000. Now, so municipal tax, I'll show you the working note. 11,000 plus 2,000. The total, it is 13,000. So all put together, you will get around 3,37,000. What is this 3,37,000? We call it as net annual value. Net annual value is 3,37,000. I don't have sufficient space here, so I'm just messing up these things. So what is your net annual value? 3,37,000. Now, what is the formula? Two things you are supposed to minus. One will be your interest portion, another one will be your standard deduction. What is that? 30% deduction as per your section 24. Now, so what is your net annual value? 3,37,000 multiplied with 30%. This is your section 24 at 30%. If you calculate how much you will get, 3,37,000 multiplied with 30%, you will get around 1,01,100. 1,01,000. For 3 lakh, if you calculate 30%, it is 90,000. For 30,000, if you calculate, it will be 9,000. 99,000. For 7,000, if you calculate 30%, it will be 2,100. So 2,100, 90,000 plus 9,000 plus 2,100. So all put together, it comes around 1,01,100. So don't be in confusion. Very simple. 3,37,000 multiplied with 30%. How much you will get? 1,01,100. Now, what is the interest part? Interest. So how much interest we will get? As per this calculation, we have 25,000 as interest. Now, so these are the repair expenses. We will not consider repair. We will consider only what? Your whatever interest on loan taken for construction. How much it is there? It is 25,000. Now, 25,000. Now, you are supposed to deduct both the things. I'll deduct later. Now, In your house 1 and house 2, we don't consider anything. As you know, anything if it is for self-occupied other than interest portion, we will not consider anything. Now, interest portion, how much we have? For house 1, we paid 1,60,000. House 2, we paid 2,45,000. House 1, 1,60,000. House 2, we have paid 2,45,000. How much it is? It comes around 160,000 plus 2,45,000. All put together almost 2 plus 3, 4,05,000. 4,05,000. Can we take 4,05,000? No. Why? Because the maximum limit to claim the interest portion is 2 lakh. What is the maximum limit? 2 lakh. So for self-occupied, we can consider up to 2 lakh. This is minus 2 lakh. Your final answer is minus 2 lakh. And in this, your final answer, it comes around 1 lakh, almost 26, 11,000, 10,900. I am not confirm. We'll confirm it with a calculator whether the answer is correct or wrong. So it comes around, so 3 minus 1, it comes around 2 lakh. 2,10,900 minus 25,000 minus 1,01,100. Yes, so it is 2,10,900. 2,10,900. As per house 1 and 2, what is your income? Minus 2 lakh. As per house 3, what is your income? 2,10,900. If you go for your final income, your final income is 10,900 only. Your taxable income, I don't have space here, you can write as income from house property. Income from house property. So, income from house property, the final answer is 10,900. The first house we don't calculate except interest. The second house we don't calculate except interest. The third house we have to calculate everything, but remember, prepaid expenses or repaid expenses are not part of your income from house property. Now, this is all about your information. I'll go back to all these slides. You can take screenshot. This is your problem number 10. The solution part for your problem number 10. Problem number 11. Solution part for problem number 11. This is all about your today's session. Hope we need one more session on house property. Why? Because we have not yet even clear with the vacant period as well as the unrealized rent. We'll have 2 or 3 problems on unrealized as well as vacant period so that we can wind up with the particular chapter. Thank you.